Today we're doing an update on 3 different projects involving a basketball hoop, a backstop, a return ball system, and a way of making sure that this basketball hoop doesn't land on a car or fall down. These have been projects that I've put in place. This one for a couple years, this one was last year, so it's battled through a summer, a winter, and a pretty tough spring, lots of wind. This guy has got some upgrades to it that I wanted to discuss, and then the system I just put in a couple months ago just to give you an update on how it's going. These 3 things are almost essential to us now, whether you've got a basketball hoop in your driveway, in your backyard, or wherever you're playing with teenage basketballers. So now we'll zero into the various projects and give you some updates. This ball returner is working great. I've got a clear piece of tubing here. I think what I do differently next time, I've got some black irrigation tubing to protect these lines from the sun. They're holding up great. There's no indications that they're fraying or failing. A different thought on how to do things. The hardware here is, and this design is really working out well. It's standing the test of time, and teenagers beating on it on a constant basis. I've also got an idea that I'll share in a future video where I'm actually going to make it so that I can rotate this into various directions other than just one direction, in this case straight forward. I'll post up here or over there at the eye the builds for the rebounder, the backstop, and the hold down. On the backstop, since I made this, we've done 2 different things. First of all, we doubled up on the backstop. Not that you could probably get away with doing a single layer, but what we found was this makes it battle proof. I actually had one of my sons try to climb up this thing and it didn't work so well, so this way they could probably climb up this thing now. Although I wouldn't recommend it. That's not what the design is for. The design is to rebound basketballs. These bungees are working great, although they're starting to show a little bit of wear after a couple years. As a preventative measure, I could probably replace them towards the end of the summer, but the hinge works fantastic. This one's holding up. This is single ply or 1 layer. This is 2 layer. This doesn't see as much hard hitting balls as this guy does. I guess if my teenagers were better basketball players, they wouldn't be hitting this all the time like they do. Here's the bungee that's around the base of the pole holding up the halfway point or the half pole between the 2 levels, the upper level and the lower level. Holding up okay. It's starting to show some wear and tear, and I'll probably replace this guy sometime in the next year or so. Cable ties would certainly work around here. Maybe that's what I'll do going forward. I wish I would have thought of this in the original design, because now I can cut in here and weed whack all the stuff that's down there, and guess what? No basketball's going to get through there. And it actually helps reinforce the backstop itself. For the cost of a 42-inch piece of pipe and 2 additional T connectors, I think the design is really improved here. And I wish I would have thought about this and put it in place when I did the build the first time. This gets to the point why I have this YouTube channel. I'm always trying to improve things, make things better. And this is an example of that. I'm also not going to give you a design and walk away from it. If I think I can improve it, I will. And then I'll share the updates with you. Here's the 2 tie downs. This is using paracord and this is using chain. I probably could go with a thicker chain. This paracord is working fine. Eventually this guy's going to give out before this guy does. These twist tie downs are locked in now that it's rained and weathered a whole bunch of times. They're just solid locked in. You could go with a little bit thicker there if you're worried about it, but between these 2, I'm pretty confident this base is never going to go that way and do damage. If it does, I'll certainly get back to you on that. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in designs of all kinds, improvement on designs of all kinds, making and breaking things, I evaluate electronics, sports gear, I make sports gear, photography equipment, and I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what you're gonna see.